on Let's Talk About It, we will discuss accepting help from others, and we will also be sharing our goals for the new year. I don't know if you've ever been to IKEA, but that store is a 3-story maze of models of rooms. It is a nightmare for anyone with a little child. So what do? I go there with a 2-year-old granddaughter who refuses to sit in the stinking shopping cart. So I let her out, and then what does she do? She starts running through the store / mazes, and I'm running through the store after her. Cart abandoned, chasing a 2-year-old, all while my nerves are just unraveling. Eventually, I chased her down, and a lady was looking down at her, asking her a question. And Noah was just kind of standing there looking up with her hands down by her side. She didn't say a word. And I round the corner, and I said to the lady, "She's mine. She belongs to me." And Noah, hearing my voice, ran up to me, and I picked her up, and she laid her head on my shoulder. She was safe. Jesus tells his disciples that he is the good shepherd. He said his sheep hear his voice and they recognize it above anyone else's voice. And he is protective of them. He said he is not only the shepherd, but he is also the gate to the sheep pen. You see, the sheep pen didn't actually have a door or a gate back then. The shepherd would lie in the entrance way to the pen at night and protect those sheep from anything that may come in, and also to keep those sheep from wandering out at night. He kept them safe. Friends, I cannot express to you how important it is to know his voice, to be a part of that flock of sheep. Noah knew that that lady in IKEA was not her Mimi, and upon hearing my voice, she ran into my arms and she was safe. And this is exactly what we can do with Jesus. Do not mistake the voices of this world for his. Do not allow those thieves and robbers trick you. He is my shepherd, and I continue learning his character and learning to distinguish his voice every single day. I want to be like Noah that day in IKEA. I want to recognize that voice, run into those arms, and lay my head on that shoulder. And when I do, he will tell all those crazy voices around me, she is mine, she belongs to me. And we are just 3 ladies with big opinions, always backed by a biblical standpoint. So hey, let's talk about it.
When it's time for a new roof, Champion Roofing is your best choice. We're a certified award-winning roofing contractor, meaning your roof is done right the first time. Call today.
Champion Roofing, we're the solution.
Welcome back to Let's Talk About It. Today we are going to discuss needing help. And for me, I do not like asking other people for help.
Tough.
I can't stand it.
Depends what it is, I think.
Okay. No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah.
I hate being a burden to people. And that's how I view it.
Right. But you're projecting how you feel on somebody
Yes,
else.
I would rather be the one doing the helping.
Right. No, I think
Even
that's
if I griped about it, I
Yeah.
still would.
Right. Right.
I
No,
would still do it. And but I don't like to ask people for help. I hate it.
I think for me, 2 things. One, and I'm sorry, I know this is going to sound so, I don't know what the word is, but it's going to sound wrong. If I know I can do it better,
Oh, sure. Sure.
or like how it's going to turn out, then I would
Yeah.
just rather do it myself.
Okay.
So I know that sounds,
No,
Well,
I get that.
I do too,
totally
because I get that attitude, like, rather than have to explain it to somebody, I'd
Right.
rather just do it
No, I
myself.
totally get that.
But this was what came to my mind. Like 3 years ago, I fell and busted my arm into like a million pieces. It seemed like it was actually only 7, but
that's still a lot.
but it was very debilitating and very terrible. And I had to rely on a lot of people at work. They came and picked me up, brought me to work. I mean, there were times people had to help me get dressed. It was a very humbling experience. And I hated every second of that. But it just so happened that somebody had given me, prior to me breaking my arm, a devotional. And when I broke my arm, I have nothing else to do. So I opened up this book. And it said, dolphins travel in pods. And when one dolphin is sick, the whole pod comes together and they get underneath that one dolphin and they push them up to the surface so they can get air. And that resonated with me so much. And I remember saying to Pastor Jim, I said, I'm just thanking God for my pod right now. I'm thanking God for my pod, that my little pod is pushing me up so I can get air, because there wasn't a whole lot of things. I couldn't even open a can of soda. And
The thing is, we preach the body of Christ, the body of Christ, but then we don't live it.
No.
We don't live it.
One way or another. Like,
yeah. And what kind of example is that setting to the world?
Right.
When I want to be independent, I want to do it myself.
Well, Galatians 6:2 says, carry each other's burdens. And
I
in
have
this
that.
way you will fulfill the law of Christ. So it's actually, a concept in the Bible that
That's
we
right.
are to have others come alongside of us and help us, encourage us, and carry the burdens for us at times. For me, too, if I know that it's not in my wheelhouse, I am absolutely going to try to find someone else. I do an event in September. We have food. I am not one that would be good in that area at all.
And you get people who are good.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I know it's going to
Right.
stink if I do it.
Right.
But if I feel I am capable of it, like I love to decorate. So to me, I then keep that to myself.
Right.
Problem with that is there are other people that like to do that, and it's their gifting. And I
Yes.
should really try to build into them as a women's leader, putting that on other people to let their gifts come out. And
Right.
that can be hard for me at times.
yes.
Well, especially if the idea is different than yours.
Yeah.
If it looks different, if you've got a decorating scheme in mind or theme in mind, and theirs looks different.
Right.
But to go ahead and accept something different is difficult.
Yeah,
There's no doubt
that's
about
where
it.
I find it hard for help. And then the other thing for me is I don't have a job, so I always feel like, well, I can just do it. I have the time. Why am I trying to burden someone
Right.
else with things when my schedule is open? So that's another one for me where I just I'll just do it.
Right. Right.
And I don't know if that's right or wrong.
Well, I think the more people we can bring along with us, the better it's going to be. And I think what you're talking about is different than it feels in the church. I think it's easier if you have a big project at the church to say, oh, come on, let's all do it. But if you need to paint a room at your house, oh, no, I'll just do it myself.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. There's things there, and again, don't know if this is right, but for example, I don't feel like I should have to take out the trash.
Okay.
That's a man's job in my mind. So he can help do that part because that is so I have some mindsets like that where I'm okay with you helping because that is
Okay.
your job.
Okay.
See, and I'm like, I just take it out, and
Yeah,
John will be like, "What are you doing?" I'm
right.
taking out the trash. Just give it here, and he'll take it out
we
for
don't
me. But
have-
I don't even think about it.
See, and
We
I'm
don't
like,
have
no, that's
jobs,
his.
signed
Like, I
jobs,
don't want
no.
to touch the trash.
But I was home alone a lot, so I had to learn to
Right,
do a lot of things
right.
on my own. And well, especially when my boy Justin moved away, because when Justin was at home, he was my go-to because John was always out on the road. When Justin moved to Florida, boy,
You couldn't move anything heavy.
my bottom dropped out, and I was so sad. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still sad about that.
So for me, I think when I look at the help thing, there are things I'm very comfortable in asking for help, and because mostly I don't want to do it, would probably be the case. And then if it's something that I like to do and find joy in it, then I kind of want to keep it to myself and not ask for help.
Yeah.
So I think I have to find a
Yeah, I
balance.
think my thing is, I don't want to bother Teresa. Teresa's
Well, that-
I don't want to bother her. I'll just do it myself.
Exactly.
And when really it splits in half the drudgery of something, if it's a chore of something, whatever it is. My friend and I, this was many, many, many years ago when Sarah was first born. She had 2 young girls. I had Sarah, who was a baby. And once a month, we would help each other clean house. Once a month. And I mean, do the deep clean stuff, you know. And gosh, it was so much easier when we were doing it
And
together.
probably more enjoyable.
Oh, we had so much fun.
Yeah, like
It's
the
so
memories
much
and the
fun.
laughs from that.
Oh, yes.
And that's what we have to realize too. Bringing people along can make it.
It can.
It can make it harder,
It can.
but there can be
can.
joy in it too.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things I really need to grow in is realizing that people have giftings that they
Yes.
want to use, that God has given them. Are we giving them the opportunity to use them and build them?
Haven't y'all found too, if you ask for volunteers, if you put in your church bulletin, oh, we need volunteers to help decorate for whatever, you might not get anybody. But if you specifically say, Kelly, I need somebody to help me decorate. Would you do that? I would love to. You know, I think people want to be seen.
Yeah, that one-on-one connection
Yeah.
is definitely more important than just kind of
It
making a
is,
blanket
than a blanket.
statement, because you don't really. I don't know why it just
Well,
doesn't seem to
if you
work.
put I need people to do this, I'm probably not going to sign up. My excuse is always because I work here, but if you come up and say, Teresa, I need your help. Can you help me do this? And it, like you said, if it's personal, then I will probably not say no.
Right.
There's probably no chance that I'm going to tell you no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I've even found is when I put on events at our church at Transformation, I've had women when we're cleaning up after the night that will stay around and help.
Yes.
And then say, I would gladly
Yes.
come in prior.
Ask me next year.
Ask me
Yes.
next year. And I'm like, oh, really? All right. Like it didn't even dawn on me sometimes
Right.
to do that.
And
Right.
I think we can get people who are on the fringes who want to be drawn in.
Right.
They do.
Right.
But people are not like that. Not everybody is like us, where they just jump in and do things.
Right.
People need to be nurtured and brought along and seen again.
And that makes them feel wanted.
That's
Oh,
right.
Really? You would
Yes.
like me to do that?
Yes.
Then yes, I will
That's
absolutely
exactly right.
do that. And how often do we, again, just try to do it ourselves? Or really, to me, it's just not even thinking about.
Yeah. And we need to pay attention when we're with somebody that we don't know. What does this person like? What is their home super nice? Is it really decorated sweet or something? And think, oh, this would be a good thing for Susie to help me do. You know, I mean, we have to pay attention to the people around us as people in leadership.
Right.
Yes,
And I think sometimes I miss out on that.
It is easy too. It is easy too. But
Yeah.
you have to be constantly aware of what is going on around you with the people around you.
Because how much more could be done
Oh, yes.
if we would involve people?
Yes.
And listen, if you don't ask in the easy things, I had to ask in a hard time.
Right. Right.
It killed me.
Right.
That
Yeah.
was a whole
Yeah.
nother thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
So.
I would say as a whole, people probably aren't the best at asking for help. And we need to be better. And we need to see the giftings in other people.
That's right.
And pull that out of them and help them to experience what God has blessed them with,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So, the moral of the story, if you need help, you have to ask. And like I said, if you don't ask in the little things, it will be so difficult in the harder things. But you do have friends out there who are willing to help, and believe me, you will be blessed. You will be blessed when your pod shows up and they help you rise to the surface. And when we come back, we will have your guest for the day.
Hello, I'm Troy Ferguson, the Executive Director for the program you're watching right now. I want to begin by telling you how thankful I am that you have faithfully watched this show. Our desire is to bring solid, faith-based local programming to our region. As we pray about topics to discuss, our desire is to inform, entertain, and even challenge you week in and week out. Our hosts bring honest and at times even raw approaches to our discussions. You've seen the hosts not always agree, and there may have even been times that you don't agree with the hosts or the guests. To be honest, we wouldn't want it any other way. As a matter of fact, we'd love to hear from you on your perspective on the discussion topics. Our desire is to be as interactive as possible when it comes to our discussions. You can always ask questions or post comments on the Join the City Facebook page or even on our YouTube channel. Or you can send them directly to me at troy@jointhecity.org. You are probably aware that everything on television has a cost. And even if you have an online channel, it requires production costs. We appreciate a few businesses who have faithfully supported us through advertising over the past several years. But we need more of you to advertise in the coming year so we can continue to bring you the programming we feel God has given us to produce. If you are interested in the different levels of advertising, to include things like full commercials, partial commercials, closed captioning sponsorships, please contact me at troy@jointhecity.org. Lastly, you and I both know that there are many worthy causes and nonprofit organizations in our community asking for donations, and I'm not trying to take the place of any of those, so I'm hesitant to even ask this. But if your business or organization has finances available for a nonprofit to close out the end of the year, we would be honored if you would consider us. Again, thank you for your ongoing support. We look forward to bringing you more faith-based programming in 2025. I pray for God's blessings on you and your family for the coming year.
Welcome back. Today, the girls and I are going to be talking about our goals for the upcoming new year, that of which I have none. So I have nothing to say.
I recently read a thing that said, because people tend to do New Year's resolutions and then in, 2 months, 3 months, it's all gone. They said set 3 goals per month. Don't overwhelm yourself. And I thought, oh, that's a cool idea. I didn't say I was going to do it. I just read it.
Even though when I set goals, because I had a goal, I think I talked about it on the show, I'm not sure, about if I could drink 1 glass of water a day. It seems easy.
But the
I
discipline.
forget about it.
Yes.
I honestly don't even think about
Yeah. Because it's
Wait.
not in your habit.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And so it's so hard. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why is it even difficult to do a small change? But it is.
You should see my Pinterest exercise board.
Oh.
I
You would
know.
think I am so in shape, and I do.
That's what I was going to say is like, I wouldn't say it's a goal or New Year's resolution, but I do aspire to work out more and to do better. But that's always in the back of my mind every day. Like, I want to try to eat better today.
Yeah.
I want to try to do this, try to be a good person today, try not to offend anybody. Those are like things that I wake up with, but I am going to, third year in a row, I'm going to start the Bible recap again.
Do the
May
Bible
be my
recap with us.
first.
Do the Bible recap with us.
I
It
want
will
to
change
do it
everything.
so
It'll
bad.
change your life.
Great.
So I'm-
It'll change your life.
I wasn't reading the Bible necessarily to try to get it done in a year. And I'm in Acts right now, and I'm like, can I get done? I don't know.
Well, and this woman that we do it with the Bible recap, Tara Lee Cobble, says, yes, she'd love for you to do it in a year. But if you don't, you are exactly where God wants you to be.
Yeah, I'm not. I get that part of it.
Yeah, don't just do
I'm
it
just
to do
wanting
it.
to start with everybody
Yes,
in
yes.
January. So I'm hoping, I just don't want to squeeze the last couple chapters of
Sure.
the Bible in necessarily, but I'm going to try to get it done so that I can start with everybody. Because even at our church, the young adults group has decided to do it. So I'm hoping.
Oh, to do the Bible recap?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm
Awesome.
hoping my son will do it.
Yeah.
But that's
You know what?
probably asking a lot. But I did hear just recently there's a kid version.
Yes, there is.
And I would love to even
I did
do
not
with
know
us.
that.
Yes.
Yes, there is.
That's
There
good.
sure is.
She's
Yeah.
really
I would love to see
taken
that.
off.
I'm telling you, it is a game changer for me. I look so forward to it. I look so forward to it.
Yeah, you guys have made it sound so exciting. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I just want to do it too.
It is life-changing.
It is.
It
Now,
has changed what I glean.
Yes, that's what it is. Yes.
It's rewired my brain.
Yes.
Yes.
Even now, when I go to read in the morning, I read differently than I used to.
Yes.
It's I can't explain. It's different.
Yes.
Yeah.
It almost is an excitement.
Oh, definitely.
It's not burdensome.
No, it's not at all.
Not at all.
Yeah.
But
So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully I can get done. If not, I'll start it a little bit late, but that is the goal for the new year. I always try to I've told this before, like do the Bible differently.
Yes.
You know, whether I'm writing in it, reading it,
Yep.
listening to it, whatever. I just try to do something new with it. So that would be my next goal if I can get on board with that. But another thing I always try to do is have a word for the new year to take along with me. And I talked a lot about the word that God gave me last year was nothing changes if nothing changes. And
What is this year?
it's the same.
Is it?
It's the same word
Okay.
because he's like, we still need to work on that.
And that is okay.
Right.
Hey, that is okay.
That is certainly all right.
Yes, so I do feel like he's like, we need to take this word again, Kelly. There's things that, you know, you say it a lot, but what are we doing with it?
Well, Scripture says he's the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So-
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm okay with that. You know, I do feel like he's like, let's take that word again. There's still work we need to do. And
Right.
I appreciate that he's real with me and
That's
like,
right.
I'm going to be real back and we're going to work on that. So I do think I'm taking the same word with me this year.
Something I'm going to do January or February. I'm not sure which. And I have done this before because it is so expensive to go to the grocery store.
Oh my goodness, yes.
And I used to be really good about making a menu, making a list and all that. And then I got to where I'd just go down each aisle and I'm like, I quit doing that. But I am going to, the goal is to cook your meals every day without going to the grocery store, only using what you have in your kitchen.
So how often would you say you were going to the grocery store?
The goal is to not go for the month.
For a month.
Really.
The
And
goal
just-
is to not go for the month.
And,
Now, you
and just
obviously
use
will-
down your pantry.
Just use down your pantry. Now, you probably would have to go for milk and bread or whatever, you know. But the goal is not to buy anything. Use down everything in your kitchen. Use down everything. And I did it for an entire month.
Wow.
I've done it for an entire month. And I'm going to do it again.
See, I don't
Because
think I'd be
it's-
that creative with my food.
Oh, I am. I totally am. And it's fun. It's a challenge.
So you like to cook. I'm not a Susie Homemaker type.
Yeah, I
That's not-
really
But
am.
I do have this little thing I would like to start. Like I made my own applesauce. I'm not a canner, so what I made we ate, but it was
You can
so
freeze
good.
applesauce.
I'm gonna do it again. So I did that. There's a bread maker you can get. It's at Walmart, John. And you make your own bread, but you can also make your own yogurt, which I have always wanted to make my own
In the
yogurt.
bread machine?
Yes, because it's just the way it cooks long and low.
Really?
Yeah, I want to make my own. I want to start eating things that are more pure
Yeah.
and not.
And hopefully, actually, some of that's changing anyways. I feel
Yes,
like.
well, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I would know what was in it.
Yeah.
and I just
Yogurt, though, don't you have to strain it with the cheesecloth?
No.
You don't have to do all
no.
that?
I know.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not. I have tried it and haven't
Let
quite
us know
mastered
how it works.
I'll let you
Let
know.
us know how it works.
I'll let you know. But I thought that would be kind of cool.
Yes, it would.
So we'll see.
I love the idea of it.
But you wouldn't do it.
Probably not.
Yeah.
It's very easy. Yogurt's very easy. It just
Is it?
takes a long time because
Oh, I thought it was like many steps to
No,
do. Okay, okay. I'll need to check my Pinterest board on that.
yeah, check.
And about the grocery shopping,
Yeah.
I am a big, and I think you might have said this, I don't remember, but I don't want to go in the store if I don't have to.
Right.
So
you do save money if you do it online.
I put my list so then
Yeah.
I don't buy anything else because what happens if I go in is I'm adding a lot of other stuff that wasn't there. I'm like, oh, this looks good. This looks good. Let's try that. And then the bill just gets higher and higher.
See,
Well,
I
if you go to-
love to go. I like going
Yeah.
grocery shopping.
But if you go to Walmart, then you're going over into the makeup aisle or the hair aisle.
The clothes.
You're throwing stuff into your basket that you don't even need.
Right. Yeah. So it works a little bit better for me if I just
Yeah, online.
put it online. They come out to the car, bring it. I don't have to get out of the car. It's cold now, you know.
Do either one of y'all do Aldi's?
I do.
Do
I
you?
don't.
You know what? I don't know why.
I love Aldi's.
I hear great things
I
about
love Aldi's, and people think it's like this knockoff groceries, but it's not. A lot of the stuff isn't even made in this country, so therefore
and a
it
lot of
doesn't
it's
have.
organic, too,
yeah,
right?
it doesn't
Okay.
have all the dyes.
Right.
It doesn't have all the preservatives.
Maybe I'll try
It's
Aldi's
German.
in the new
I think
year.
it's German.
Is
Aldi's
it?
is German, I think.
I did.
And they seem to always have like a fun aisle of like.
Isle of Shame.
Yes.
The Aldi's
Oh,
Isle of Shame
yes.
is what it's called.
yes,
did
and I
not
love
know
that
that
aisle.
name.
I follow that on Facebook, Aldi's Isle of Shame, because it's hilarious.
Yep.
And yeah.
Oh,
But I
isn't
may
that
able to try Aldi's this year to save money.
Yeah, I love all
Look
these.
too.
And it's cheaper. Well, nothing's really as cheap as it used to be. I mean,
No. And you have to be disciplined
Yes.
and not just buy things on the spur of the moment.
right,
That's
right.
Like on impulse.
Yeah.
Usually I go there, I know what I'm gonna get
Yeah.
because I can only get it there most of the time.
Okay. Okay.
But I love shopping at Aldi's.
Okay.
So I'll take you.
All right.
You're gonna actually get out of the car and we're gonna go to Aldi's.
All righty, I'll try it. So that's our episode on the new year. What's your new year going to look like? Let us know. Next time on Let's Talk About It, things are going to look a little different. We have Allison Hill with us to share a powerful testimony.
I just knew that I had tried every other thing. Nothing else had worked. And it was like, give Jesus a shot. Just go up there and just surrender to him, right? You've surrendered to the drugs. You've surrendered to police officers. You've surrendered just go up there and just surrender to Jesus and let's just see. And when I tell you guys,
All that and more on Let's Talk About It.
So my tip for today is not about a product. It's not even, maybe you might not even consider it a tip. But for all it's worth, can we just, for the moment, can we just love one another? I know that last month it was a very stressful time. Some people woke up rejoicing, some people woke up in tears. Facebook was literally a dumpster fire. And then I heard too, that, oh, well, somebody didn't vote this way or that way. Don't go to don't have Thanksgiving with those people. Don't do Christmas with those people. Don't do that. Do not let the voices of this world tell you who you can love and who you can't love. Because I'm going to tell you something. The more you start letting politics and the craziness around you dictate love, you will whittle your world down so small that it will fit in a teacup. And that teacup will become very lonely for you, I can promise you. So take this holiday season, do fun things with your friends and with your family. Because you know what? We were all given the gift of being able to have our own opinions. God gave us that. It's a gift. And we don't have to agree with everybody's opinions, but we can all admit that that is a gift. And don't let politicians and people on TV tell you what to do and who to spend your time with. These people don't even know your name. But your family, who you loved before that election, they know your name. They're going to be the ones, no matter what, going to have your back at the end of the day. And the same with your special friends. You're allowed to be sad and you're allowed to rejoice. But let's move on now and let's live life and let's live it together and let's love on one another. Sorrow may come for a night, but joy always comes in the morning. And until next week, we will see you back again on Let's Talk About It.